right, and we're back. We did a podcast a couple weeks ago as well, Jeff, and you broke down beautifully dating nowadays, how it could be hope, how it could be cooked, and what you think is best. But today we're gonna do it on Fresh and Fit, as you guys know, one on one. But I know you are; they may not. Jeff, who are you?
What's going on, y'all? I am the host of Ask a Brother podcast. My name is Jeff St. James. I'm a licensed therapist for the state of Pennsylvania. And I've been doing this podcast for actually this year. I went viral in on July 3rd. And since July 3rd till today, we cleared 25,000 subscribers as of yesterday.
Let's go! Good stuff,
Mhm.
man. So, Jeff, you are actually a certified therapist,
hmm
and I'm just curious, what got you into talking about red pill more so than most people in your space?
Yeah, man. So for starters, thank you for welcoming me into your space.
Mhm.
I really appreciated our original episode. I saw the feedback. I
Mhm.
saw
They loved it, man.
most people did. But yeah, overall it was really fun. I loved it. In terms of podcasts, I've been wanting to do podcasts for a minute actually. And I've been watching, different podcasts and the manosphere stuff. I've been watching this stuff for probably about 8 years now. So I've been kind of feeling like I've been a student of the game for quite a minute. And I was kind of taking what I was seeing on social media and in these podcast space and also comparing it to what I was analyzing in the therapy sessions in the mental health field.
Mhm.
And I was seeing that there was actually a lot of overlap. I was noticing that many of the issues in terms of couples, relationships, men's issues, challenges, everything was like happening in the field but I was realizing very, very few therapists was actually bringing up and talking about many of these things.
Right.
So, man, I just finally decided at the end of 2024, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And of course, I'm not just going to speak through the lens as a therapist. I'm also going to give my opinions as a regular person.
Your experiences.
Yeah, and I'm realizing now after about 2 months of doing this, people are basically stay in your lane, shut up and dribble, like focus on this or that. I'm like everybody else. I got opinions on different things, but as far as the therapy lens, I really, really felt and realized the same way in the manosphere, the same way with the red pill content. A lot of men felt like men's views and perspectives weren't being heard, weren't being valued,
100%.
and this was often the only space. It was the barbershop and spots like this where men were allowed to actually articulate what they were experiencing, what they were going through, many of the pros and cons of doing life with women in the U.S. And I was realizing in the mental health field, it was kind of the same thing, where everything was maybe female centered, femme centric. And anytime you try to kind of bring up issues, even just the field itself is very feminized, with 75% of the therapists being women.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so you could imagine it makes sense why so few men actually think therapy is helpful. And I was like, I realized there's a space of men's needs, issues that needs to be brought back into that space. So it just kind of pushed me to kind of say, I think it's time for another voice to be in this spot.
So the main customer base for therapy is women, you would say.
Oh, overwhelmingly. It's not
Yeah.
even close.
Men hardly go to therapy because
They're usually going if they're being dragged by the girlfriend, the
Or the wife.
wife, the fiance, disgruntled, something, whatever she is for that guy. Very, very few men initiate therapy, but if they do go and it's actually helpful, it's actually good, like then they'll continue kind of going. But it's usually hit or miss once you go in and it's not the therapist that really connects with you. One of the biggest things that I kind of noted was I think that for a lot of clinicians, they're male and female therapists, they're conditioned to kind of side
with the woman.
with the woman.
Yeah.
So as a result, and it kind of makes sense. You could imagine if you had to go in for couples therapy, you don't want to go. She thinks it's super important, and the therapist has to make a decision when y'all both come in. Do I side with the person who wants to do this and wants to pay, or the person who wants to leave and doesn't want to continue this?
Damn.
So,
Yeah.
so unfortunately, a lot of therapists end up not being as unbiased and objective. And it's even worse when she's coming by herself, because the field has kind of moved too far in the space of kind of always validating feelings, always validating.
I can imagine if a woman goes by herself,
Mhm.
yeah, your husband should do X, Y, Z. You know
Boom.
what? I side with you, girl. They're gonna give her
Boom.
what she wants to hear because she's paying them every single time, so it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's say this. I've been of the opinion and of the, I guess, ideal that as a man,
Mm.
I don't need therapy because I can go to the gym, I can work with my brotherhood, talk to them about what's happening, and get a solution.
Hmm.
But in your experience, do you think men need therapy all in all?
Not all men need therapy at all times.
Mhm.
I do think that it can be helpful, but as a mental health clinician, I'm the first to acknowledge a lot of the therapists are actually not good to actually work with men. They may be great to work with women, they may be great to work with children,
Mhm.
but the same way women and children have unique needs and challenges and experiences, the same is true for men. So I'm the first one to acknowledge that, yeah, it would be nice if every single guy that wanted therapy can get matched with men or women that were really aware of like men's unique needs and challenges, the hero's journey,
Yeah.
men's struggles, rejection, depression, you name it, and even just the societal expectations on men. This is just something that a lot of clinicians and therapists and psychologists don't focus on. Psych hacks.
Shout
Um,
out to him.
yeah, he's one of the big reasons for why I wanted to do this as a millennial, especially as a black guy, is to kind of come out and kind of normalize more, not just having a license, a psychologist on his level, but also a clinician on my level, be able to say like, there is a space and area for where men can get help and support. But I'm the first to say, even if they're coming into me, if you're only coming into therapy, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going
Mhm.
to be telling you to go to the gym. I'm going to be telling you to make more money.
Mm.
I'm going to be telling you, but you're going to start to wonder if this is therapy or if I'm like a coach,
Life coach.
life coach.
Yeah.
And that's because I realize men respond better to that. Men, the difference between men and women, generally speaking, when they kind of approach therapy is women tend, from a conversational perspective, they tend to feel better just by the nature of talking about
Just being
something.
heard.
Just being heard, validated. It's
He
cathartic
heard
for
me. She
them.
heard me.
Like,
I feel great.
and
Mhm.
every single guy on the chat, they're gonna say the same thing
Mhm.
when their girlfriend or the girl that they're dealing with or their wife is telling them about work, and she's going off about something or some problem with some girlfriend, and he tries to solve the problem. What she say? I don't need you to solve the problem. I just need you to hear me.
Yeah.
So they love therapy. That's like they lane. With a lot of guys, they actually get extremely frustrated with that. And the reason is because their lens is that men tend to feel better when the issues that are happening in their life are starting to get better. And that kind of makes sense. Like a guy who can get to a functional place where he feels like I'm getting steps, I'm getting strategies, I'm following through on them, and my life is getting better. Now they feel better about therapy. But if they keep coming to therapy just to talk about the same thing over and over, they're just gonna, it is not going anywhere.